saying? Nah, this is who I am. I know you ain't there yet. Don't stop to catch your breath. You're going higher and higher, higher and higher. Let go, set me free. Got the streets all I need. We're going higher and higher, higher and higher. Oh, keep running. Oh, keep running. Oh, keep running. Reach out, reach out. Oh, keep running. Oh, keep running.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today, we've got a team that's been great at defending the pass. The Bengals are top 10 at defending the pass. They'll be going up against the Vikings, who will need to solve that secondary.
Larry, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And the Cincinnati Bengals. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
Blitz, blitz, blitz. Good job, D. Good job.
So the offense has it 1st and 10.
There we go, D. That's the way to hit it. Let's go.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield and get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. They'll try the air now with Watson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Escaping the pressure right. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
He gets this away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. The slot man in motion right. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Shotgun now for Bortles. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to maneuver. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down at about the length of the football. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. Here's Bortles to throw. A screen complete to Crowell. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Now a first carry for Isaiah Crowell. And past the 30 down to about the 27. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, that run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through. Pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
Eifert, the man in motion. Now they run with Mixon. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, it's Bortles. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So the opening drive for them here on their home turf results in a field goal.
Now that's the way you want to get things started. Your stadium, your crowd, You've got the ball, put points on the board first, and let everyone start to celebrate.
This one taken from the 7. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Out of the gun, Watson. Steps away to his, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Carl Lawson in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Matt Darr now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
They'll send Green in motion left. Back near his goal line. Here's Bortles. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. So the D-line's going to spread out. In motion left goes Green. Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. The Bengals bring out their punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Fielded at the 20. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And this is their 3rd drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a second drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. And he'll give it here to his running back. Room here to run. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another first down as well. On 1st and 10, Watson. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. That is caught at the 7. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
It is hard in zone coverage to stop a curl route because when they see it, they just try and find the open spot and sit down.
Yeah, we always talk about finding the soft spot in the zone. What's the key to doing that? How do you do it?
You have to read what the coverage is. Is it 2 deep? Is it 3 deep? Because then you know where the linebackers are going to drop, what spots.
And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Kevin White hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Mixon. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Now the Bengals on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. And able to find Green. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. The 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. They'll run it now out of the gun. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. He completes it to Boyd. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. They'll run here with Mixon. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They'll run it now out of the gun. Mixon hit, and the ball is out. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Watson. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Back to throw, Watson. Dancing to his left. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Now Bortles on the bootleg. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Bortles. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
On second down, here's Bortles. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Now, the Bengals on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Throwing is Bortles. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. 3rd down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field and an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And out now, here come the Bengals. And the slot man goes in motion left. Bortles now on first down. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A good first down call as the screen play gets him 9.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Bortles to throw on second down. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
I think someone's going to get into QB1's ear when he gets to the sideline. Already thrown an interception. That one should have been picked. Look, let's just be honest about it. That'd be the second person in his ear because he's hearing it in the huddle right now.
Not the start to the game he wanted. Like you said, the pick on the opening drive, second drive, not much better. Bortles to throw on 3rd and 1. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. off here to his running back. Got some room at the 30. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
But we just saw him run the football really effectively there with 3 tight ends in the game. And any defensive coordinator, when they see that set, if they can get more bodies out onto the field, not more than 11, of course, but bigger bodies to combat what they're going to do, because that's a run-heavy formation. Those guys are out there to block 9 times out of 10, and in this case, they did it really successfully. Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Going to give this time to the tailback, and he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And he'll give it here to his running back. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And that is incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Here's Matt Darr now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. The Bengals getting set to go, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. So this brings up a 2nd and 2. Nixon. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
They go play action here on first down. And he slings one that's incomplete. And not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Bortles. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Well, they've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight right. Four down.
To throw is Bortles. And Green with a catch left side. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. A good pickup there, a 22. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Second down following the run.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Ready. Green, 90. Left. Check 3.
Throwing now is Bortles. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And the Bengals on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Ready. Blue 45. Z.
And with the play clock at 5, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And the Bengals on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Hey, watch 12.
They'll send Green in motion left. From the gun on third down, Bortles. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive only yields 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to move the football, but the defense stiffened once their backs were to the end zone, and they were able to hold them to just 3.
This will be fielded at the 8. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4.
Here we
Now a first down throw, Watson. He's got Mason, complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Now a handoff here to his running back. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. So it is third down now, but less than a yard to go. And they give this time to the tailback. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run. To throw on second is Watson. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. Touchdown, Vikings.
It used to be that if you were a big wide receiver and the coaches wanted to make you a tight end, you resisted the move. Now it's almost a glamour position because they have the mismatch advantage. Are you going to cover them with a linebacker? They're probably faster. A defensive back? They're going to be bigger. Tight end is the new big-time position.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28. Yard line. They begin with a run by Crowell. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Here we go.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. A big hit. Knocked down sideways. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
The wide receiver moving to a new spot. Back to throw now on first down. And he rifles one incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. And that'll bring up second down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed. Detroit, Detroit.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got some space here. And he is knocked down from the side at the 23. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They'll come out in the pistol. Shift together here from the D-line. Now Mixon. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer, as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Always got some breathing room. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. And a nice carry there of 15 yards. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Throwing now, Watson. Throwing the slant pattern here, complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to roam now. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Minnesota, it's a win they needed, if for nothing else than their sanity, as they move to 4-6. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, add another loss to the pile as they drop to 2-8 now on the year. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Cincinnati.